Receivers Talk with Joe and Steve. We are your hosts. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
And we want to talk to you this episode about Brandon Beane.
Yeah.
Right? It's been 1 full year, and we did one early on Sean McDermott.
Yep.
After he hit his year with the Bills, we want to do one on Beane today. But before we do that, we just want to remind you all, if you like this content, if you like Bills content, fan of the Bills, fan of the NFL, subscribe to this channel. We will be here for you for all the news, from grading everybody, players, personnel, everything. We'll be here preseason, regular season, hopefully postseason, and all the way to the Super Bowl. So yeah, if you're a fan, subscribe, like it, just like this video, comment, and we'll happily comment back. But Brandon Beane, hired May 9th, 2017. What do you think?
I love it. I mean, so far, when you look down through what he's done, and yes, there has been moves. Everybody's been like, how'd you do that?
Right.
But he's put us in a better position as a franchise than we were when he started. We had a lot of high cap numbers on players that didn't pan out, and we traded away a lot of picks to get certain players, i.e. Sammy Watkins, that just didn't pan out.
Right.
But yeah, I really like what he's done so far, and I think he has us in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And, you know, whether we like it or not, Josh Allen is franchise. He's franchise quarterback. He went and got him, and the way it's been talked about is, you know, he was basically their number one guy.
Yeah.
So whether we like that or not, they know more than we do.
Exactly.
And he went and got the guy. Do I think they overpaid a little bit for the Josh Allen trade?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
But when you're talking about a quarterback trade, you have to overpay a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about Allen on a previous video. If he turns out to be the next Carson Wentz, we're not going to even talk about it. We're just going to talk about how great of a pickup that was, right? We're not going to talk about what we gave up. It'll be worth it at that point.
Yeah, I think that's a make or break for Beane.
Oh, absolutely.
It's either going to build his resume up, or it's going to tear it down.
Right. Yeah, he's either hired for the next 30 years or he's fired next season or in the next 5 years, depending on how good that pick is. But I do want to go back because basically Beane started, the first big move was that Sammy Watkins trade, right? Sammy Watkins was traded for a 6th round pick. Sammy Watkins and a 6th round to the Rams. And we got EJ Gaines. Cornerback, EJ Gaines, right.
And a 2nd round pick, which later on we'll get through. We got it listed down here of what the trades and everything are, and we'll divvy out of what all he's done. There's 9 trades.
Exactly. But I do remember when Sammy Watkins was traded, how I was not sure how to feel about that, right? But now I look at the contract he just signed with the Chiefs, and I'm happy we didn't have to worry about that number.
Close to $17 million for Sammy Watkins, which I'll be upfront and honest with you here. Sammy Watkins has all the potential in the world.
Right.
There's the last 10 games of, I think it was 16 or something, he tore it up.
Absolutely.
You thought he was going to be something special, but he's just never panned out. He's always been hurt. Last year, I think his numbers were like 34 catches.
Right.
He did have 8 touchdowns, but he had 34 catches. And to pay somebody $17 million off of that, I just don't see it.
He's I believe the 4th highest paid wide receiver in the league.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I can name 10 off the top of my head that are just better than he is. And that's not, and like you said, he has all the potential in the world. He's still young. You know, this is only going to be his 5th year in the league, right?
Yeah. He was drafted in 14.
Right. So he's still young. He can definitely improve. And to be honest, I hope he does. You know, we never want to see it, but he's going to pay $17 million away. So.
He's going to a good situation in Kansas City where it looks like Mahomes likes to push the ball deep. So that's what fits Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best of luck to him. But that was the big trade with Beane.
Right.
That's what started out with Beane. And then, you know, the same day of that trade, he turned around and traded Ronald Darby to the Eagles for Jordan Matthews and a 3rd round pick.
Right. Now, I was a huge fan of Ronald Darby, but
I like Darby, but basically the Matthews was a rented 1 year, and they got a 3rd round pick. Darby, now there's questions that Philadelphia is even going to re-sign him. Right. So we can see where that goes. And just to touch base quickly on the Watkins deal.
Yeah.
So if the Bills would have kept Watkins for that year, and then they let him walk, we were getting a 3rd round pick back for a comp. That was the best we were going to get.
Right. Right.
Here we got that second round pick.
And you know what? EJ Gaines worked out pretty nicely last year. He did really well.
I was hoping we'd re-sign him, but that was a nice 1-year rental.
Yeah, absolutely.
For EJ Gaines. He played really well for us. Getting back to the trades, he also traded Kevon Seymour, a cornerback, to the Panthers for Keenan Clay, a wide receiver, who was on and off the roster.
Right, yeah. He was back
a 6th round pick.
Uh-huh.
But Keenan Clay, we did have him for a few weeks at the beginning of the year. They released him. He signed back with the Panthers last year, and then he was a free agent this year, and he signed with the Bills again.
He's back.
So
we got him again. So
Clay just keeps going back and forth.
He has 2 homes, one in Carolina, one in Buffalo. He keeps going back and forth. Must be nice. But moving down, another big trade, I think, when this happened, trading Marcel Darius to Jaguars for the 5th round pick. A lot of fans were okay with the move. I know I was, just because of the culture that he was trying to bring into Buffalo.
That he just didn't fit the system.
Right.
For me, Darius is another one of those guys like Sammy.
Yeah.
All the potential, just you had to keep him motivated. You had to have him want to play, and it just never seemed like he really cared about that. Especially if he got that large contract, $100 million contract.
Right.
He didn't. It just seemed like he didn't care.
Yeah.
He was fine being the way he was.
Right.
And that pick, it was for a 6th round pick, and it got turned into a 5th round pick because of playing time, and they made the playoffs and stuff like that. But the Darius move, I mean, that's saving a boatload of money.
Absolutely. And that's something else we can talk about too, is the cap space that he's really saved us going forward.
Just think, if we would still have Marcel Darius on our roster, there's a lot of players that we have now we wouldn't have been able to sign. We would be over the cap as of now.
Absolutely.
So these 2 1st round picks
that
we have, we wouldn't be able to afford them. So we would have had to trade back to get more.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say we're not able to trade up to get Allen, which we might like or dislike, but we're not able to trade up to get Edmonds either. So it's kind of like, what do you do? So, yeah, really happy about that trade.
One of my favorite players, I liked him even before he was a Bill. They traded for him, I believe it was just before week 6, the game against the Jets. It was Kelvin Benjamin. They sent a 3rd round pick to the Panthers. And that was their original 3rd round pick. Right.
And for a lot of Bills fans out there, I know you're not excited about Calvin Benjamin, but we try to remind you he was hurt most of last year. You know, he had torn meniscus for some of last year, I think, and he was still playing through it.
Yeah, that's his problem, the knee injuries. But he's a big, tall receiver. Like I said, the only thing here now with Allen, I think Allen will throw jump balls up to him as soon as he learns to trust him.
Absolutely.
But Benjamin's one of those guys who you got to have a timing with. And that's one thing that I was kind of worried with Allen coming in. Obviously, Tyrod, I didn't feel had that connection with the timing.
Tyrod doesn't have much time with anybody. Like, it's really hard.
I know, I'm just putting it out there, but, you know, I thought maybe with the McCarron, there'd be more timing, see how that works. Like I said, Allen will throw him jump balls because in college they say, you know, he likes to give his receivers a chance once he learns he can trust them. So maybe that'll benefit Benjamin too. I was a little worried with that because the anticipation with Allen, I'm kind of up in the air on it about a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, he didn't have much around him in Wyoming, so maybe this will be different.
Now, I mean, I have to say, not only do I like Kelvin Benjamin, and I look forward to this year with Kelvin Benjamin, I like the way they're handling the contract situation as well, with Beane kind of saying, well, we're going to hold off until, you know,
see how it goes,
and then we'll talk about it. I like that because, again, last year was a little off year for him, so it'll be good coming in this year.
Well, that's another thing, getting in that contract. If he's going to want $17 million, I don't know if they pay that.
That's tough.
So really, you rented him for 2 years of a rookie contract, and then you move on to another receiver. But for a 3rd round pick for Kelvin Benjamin, I think that's worth it. So I like that trade too.
Absolutely. Moving on down, we went through the season, made the playoffs, right, for the first time in a long time. So we're thankful for that. But then we got to the off season, and it was kind of, again, between cap space still and other things, other needs that we needed. It was like, what were we going to do? And first we traded Cordy Glenn and the 21st overall pick for the 5th round pick, and with the 5th round pick, it was our original 5th round. It was 158 to the Bengals for the 12th pick in the draft, and the 6th round pick, which was 187 overall, and that actually turned out to be Ray McLeod, the wide receiver we drafted this year. So the 12th overall pick, obviously we traded up
Yeah.
Got our quarterback. Used that highest we've ever highest in the draft we've ever gotten a quarterback before. So we're hopeful there. And then we got a wide receiver, McLeod. So that trade caused some noise.
And we got some cap release.
Right. With Quigley,
yeah, we saved some money there.
Yeah, we did.
Big contract.
When the trade happened, we did a video on that as well. We talked more about the contract, so we'll link that with this video as well. So if you weren't sure, you can watch that.
Yeah,
again.
Basically all these trades. We have some videos, so if you want to know kind of the details of the cap numbers,
right,
go back check them out.
We'll link them up for you, and so you can see them. Yep. But then the big trade, the momentum shifter, right? The shocker, trading the quarterback Tyrod Taylor to the Browns for the 3rd round pick, number 65 overall, which I think was used for the trade to get.
Yeah, that was used for the Edmonds trade,
right?
But
still,
we got the 1st overall pick in the 3rd round for Tyrod Taylor, which blown everybody away.
Absolutely, we thought it was a complete steal. Again, we'll link the video of our live reaction pretty much, and you'll see we thought how great that was.
Yeah.
So, so that was the next trade. But then we didn't stop there.
No,
it keeps going.
So we get into the NFL draft.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we trade the 12th overall pick. We touched base on this a little bit earlier.
Yep.
And both 2nd round picks in 2018. It was a 53rd and 56th pick to the Buccaneers for the 7th overall pick, which turns out to be Josh Allen.
Yep.
Hopefully your savior in the franchise. And then we got a 7th round pick, number 255 in return. And that turned out to be wide receiver Austin Proehl, who I like.
Really
I think he's going to make the roster.
And we've heard nothing but good things so far, our mini camp and stuff. So and given his background with his dad, I mean, he has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Then of course later on in the draft, same 1st round, right? We traded the 22nd and one of our 3rd rounds, the 65th, to the Ravens for the 16th overall pick, which turned out to be Tremaine Edmonds. And we also got a 5th round pick, number 154, which was Siren Neal, cornerback. So that pick, I think everyone was a lot more happy with that pick than, the Josh Allen still leaving a bitter taste in our mouth. Picking up Tremaine Edmonds helped that with that a little bit.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't think Edmonds would be on the board there.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
They were for sure that he was going to come off in the top 10, and the Bills got him at 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
great move.
Obviously, the jury's still out on both of those.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, all those players, all 4 of them that are combined in there. But, we like what the trades they've done.
Yeah.
One, he's got cap relief.
Yep.
So it puts us in better position next year. Now, this year we were in better position than what we would have been before.
Right.
Next year we're in a really good position, and we have picked up some good players. Via the draft, we had some draft capital. We moved up to get some key players.
Right.
Obviously, your middle linebacker is very key on the defense.
Yep.
And everybody knows the quarterback.
Yeah, is your big spot. So
quarterback's the most important piece to the team.
Yeah. And just some things that aren't listed here that aren't trades or anything that, I really like the way he handled the Richie Incognito thing.
Yep.
Just, Richie Incognito saying, oh, I want to retire. Oh, I don't want to retire, but I don't want to play for the Bills. And they would just we'll wait, and then we'll put you on the retirement list, and you're just there now. So I like the way he handled that. And even going back to the beginning of the season, Bolden, right, exactly. Anquan Bolden did the same thing. And the way they handled the Eric Wood situation and things like that. I just really like the way the culture looks in Buffalo now. It's a lot. It seems like a lot better atmosphere. To be a fan even. I mean, if you're a fan, you're excited about this team. I mean, the fun we had last year making playoffs.
Yep.
And I think Steve and I both agree we can improve on that this year. Everyone's talking about how the Bills are going to degress. Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But
I think we upgraded at some positions.
Yeah.
I mean, we might not have the stars.
Right.
But I think we upgraded at
absolutely. And I mean, obviously we'll go through that in other videos about what we think our season predictions are. I still haven't really looked at the schedule enough to say, I think we'll do this, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm really happy with everything that's going on with Beane, with McDermott.
Yep.
Obviously, with McDermott being there was some sort of connection from the beginning.
Yeah, and they're working together.
Right.
And that's the most important thing there too. They work together.
Mm-hmm.
Before you heard there was risk between the coach and the GM, or the GM and the front office and all that stuff. It seems like everybody now is working together, and that's very important. And
awesome.
It's making everything go a lot smoother.
Yeah. And again, going back to a previous video about Kim Pegula being our new president, hopefully that just keeps going. That flow keeps happening. That's what we're hoping for. But moving on from the draft, there's actually been more recent news. I don't know if you want to get into that at all with the signings and everything, right? I'm not sure if we did that.
Yeah, we did get our draft pick signed.
Yep.
Basically everybody but Josh Allen and Harrison Phillips.
Phillips. Yeah. So that's what we're up to now. And in year one, I would easily say, at least a B, if not even higher than that, for my grade for him. So
yeah, I give him probably a B plus because I like all these trades. There isn't one that I'm really down on.
Right.
Like, yes, I would like to keep Sammy Watkins, but when you see what you got in return for him, and would he have been used any better in Buffalo? I don't think so last year.
Yeah, after seeing how the year panned out with both Darby and Watkins, it was like, it hurt at the time a little bit. We would like to keep him. Ended up getting Calvin Benjamin, who I think both of our opinion, I know yours because he's one of your favorite, but even in my opinion, he's a better wide receiver than Sammy Watkins. Not saying, again, Sammy is a great wide receiver, but I think Benjamin can be much better.
Benjamin's had a better career so far than Sammy.
Right.
And a lot of that can be tied to who Watkins' quarterback was.
Absolutely.
Obviously, he's been injured, but so has Benjamin.
Yeah.
They say a lot of these trades, you look back and you see what they got for him. Yes, Ronald Darby, he was a stud for us as a rookie. We got a third-round pick. And then you also have to look what these picks turn into.
Yeah.
You get a third-round pick, and then that third-round pick is Harrison
Phillips. So we're very excited about.
We'll wait and see how that turns out, but we both love that pick. So,
yep, absolutely.
It's just kind of funny to see how all these guys kind of get intertwined. Now, obviously, Josh Allen, we traded up for him. Yeah. He's going to be intertwined with Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
Yep. And all the guys this year, right?
And
pretty much Josh Allen, or Josh Rosen, right?
Yeah, so, he's going to have to be better than those guys for Beane to have a free pass.
Yeah.
Time will only tell.
Absolutely. It's an early grade to say the least, but a BB plus, I think that's fair. But I didn't have any other information on Brandon Beane. I don't know if you have anything you wanted to share real quick.
No, I just think he's even cute.
Yeah, very even cute.
He doesn't get overexcited and doesn't get down, and I think that's what you need as your general manager. Yeah. He's building a nice roster.
Absolutely.
A lot of experts might not like it, but I mean, it is what it is. He has to do what he has to do with the salary cap that he has. And, next year we'll probably see him do some more splashes.
Right.
They did have a couple splashy signings this year with Latulele. Trent Murphy was kind of a surprise to me. Yep. But,
some good players that we got, so we're excited. Re-signed Kyle Williams. About that, right? So no, I completely agree with you.
And he's getting guys that fit the system, fit what they want to do. They're versatile,
right?
Hardworking, blue-collar guys, which Buffalo should love. It's a blue-collar town. So it just goes to show, like, he'll build it, and it might not be a stud, big-name guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably didn't hear of Trent Murphy much before.
Right.
He goes out and has 12 sacks this year. Everybody's going to be singing the praise.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
And Latulele, he's not going to have the stats as much.
Right.
But he's going to open up some lanes for Edmonds to make the numbers.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone was like, oh, well, Preston Brown was a guy who got all those numbers because of the scheme he played in, right? Well, the same thing could work with Trent Murphy and all the other guys, Edmonds, all of them. So we look forward to this coming up season. Brandon Beane, you're doing a great job, so keep going, keep it up, man. But that's all we had, just giving you the grade on Brandon Beane. If you want continuing coverage of the Bills, of the GM, of the president, of everybody, be right here, because we'll have it here for you at Believers Talk. Until next time,
go Bills.
Go Bills.